So today I'm going to be showing you guys another kind of meme, but also kind of viable build against the squids, and that is the all-orbital bombardment build. Now, almost immediately after I posted the all-eagle vid, there was a modifier that made eagle cooldowns, I think almost twice as long, I'm not sure. Even though I recorded that video long before that came about, I thought it was pretty funny, and it gave me the idea of trying the all-orbital in case that ever happens again. Um, Now, I think an all orbital loadout might be a little bit better against the bugs, and I will probably try it against the bugs again. But tonight, I really don't feel like playing against them. I'd rather play against the squids. I had a very tilting run against the bugs earlier, so I want to get off that faction for a minute. Um, but I still think there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of good orbitals against the squids. Most notably, these two. The orbital Gatling barrage. Incredible cooldown. It's beautiful. You just have it every fight. It's explosive, it's heavy armor, so it's good against literally everything. I think it can even take out landed ships if enough of the shots hit. This is just a really good, flexible stratagem. You can't go wrong with it on any faction because the combination of good power and really low cooldown is just so fantastic. The orbital gas strike because it's one of the best shaft clear stratagems in the game in my opinion. It has again an extremely fast cooldown, takes out enormous groups of voteless as well as crowd controlling everything else that's nasty in that area, and a direct hit can take out objectives because it's got pretty good demo force, as well as landed chips. 120 because again lowish cooldown, big radius and pretty powerful shells. They look a lot less impressive than 380, but there's not much that can survive a 120 that won't also survive a 380, more or less. I'm trying to think of examples, but I can't off the top of my head. But it's good. It's got demo force. It deals with everything you want it to. The radius isn't too big, so most of the shells do land on target. And it doesn't outstay its welcome. It only has a couple volleys, so it's a very flexible stratagem all around. And the last stratagem is a pick I'm not happy with, but I do want to show it off and test it out again, and that is the Orbital Airburst Strike. Now, I used to absolutely love this thing when, I think all the way back at launch, this thing was really good back all the way back then, because the Gatling sucked back then. This was essentially what the Gatling is today, where it's just a really fast, cooldown, reliable anti-chaff stratagem that has a pretty wide radius and deals with a lot of enemies. But ever since Super Earth, the angle that Super Destroyers like hover around the battlefield has changed. Now they're around the edges of the map instead of the around the top. So Orbital Airburst Strike has become extremely inaccurate, and it barely ever hits where you want it to anymore. And even if it does hit, the shells are so dispersed and the shrapnel so dispersed, it usually doesn't kill very much. If you were going to do this seriously, I would probably bring the laser or even orbital napalm. But I again want to show off Airburst Strike and how broken it is recently. Sometimes it does work, and when it does work, it's really good, but you just have to be like right under your Super Destroyer, and you have very little control over that, unfortunately. I'm going to be using Experimental Infusion because I need a speed boost. Usually I take Vitality Enhancement, but since I don't have a jetpack and I like to go fast to run away while my stratagems are on cooldown, I'm going to take Experimental Infusion because when it's paired with the medic armor that I am taking, the medium medic armor specifically, it's going to give me a very long lasting speed boost and pretty good damage resist. I think these two have a great synergy because you get more of them and they last longer. It's good all around. I'm going to be using the Eruptor to take out shields, flesh mobs, all the nasty stuff. It's also not bad against harvesters, even if it's not my favorite. It can deal with them pretty okay. It's just a little slow. You really do need to stagger and chain stun them for it to be a safe option, but it does the job. It's the only other primary that's like good against harvesters is probably the variable. I'm sure there's a lot that are okay if you aim at the like joints, medium pen. Dominator's probably not bad if you can hit all your shots because you got really good DPS. But the Eruptor is going to be my go-to. It's just very flexible. I'm going to be using the Warren to snipe snitches and to help deal with flying overseers, as well as just being a generally reliable and good sidearm. This thing's very good on the squids now. And gas grenades for more chaff clear, because you can never have enough gas. Especially, well, on the bugs, but also the squids, you can never have enough gas. On the bots, a little gas is good, but you can't have too much gas on the bots. You really don't need that much on that front compared to here, where it's like the more you have, the better. But anyway, that's it for the build. So I will see you all in the mission. Okay, so let us get situated. I honestly have no idea what kind of biome this is. I did not look at that. I just kind of went to the ML planet without thinking. Oh, it's a foggy nightmare. Awesome. Welcome to London. Well, actually, it's not great, but I'll run with it. Why not? So we have a stratagem. This is a SAM site, I think. Yeah. Let's just type out a code manually. The one of the strengths of the airburst strike actually is that it has a really easy code to type out. It's like right, which makes it super easy to type out even in stressful situations. But you know, with a jammer or cognitive disruptor around, that kind of defeats the purpose. So you can see my super destroyer is somewhere over there. Actually, I didn't really pay that much attention where it was coming from, but it's kind of far on the other side of the map. So all the airburst shots were coming in at a very, very steep angle. Or is it shallow angle if it's closer to the ground? It was coming in at a bad angle, an angle I didn't want, which caused way more dispersion in the airburst shots, or the shrapnel, which makes it a lot less accurate than you would like. Like, it did kill a couple enemies, but 90% of the stratagem is wasted in the current configuration it is right now. Especially now that it has, like, what was that, 4 or 5 maybe? Slower bursts compared to before, where it had 3 shots and that was it, but the 3 shots came in a lot faster and closer to each other. So I don't know, they really butchered this thing, mostly unintentionally. I don't think the nerfs were intentional at any point, but you know, it is what it is. Now I should probably look for a support weapon, but ooh, that hurts. Sometimes Eruptor Shrapnel gets a little feisty and puts you in a bad position, but I got okay there. That could have hit my head, which would have been instant GG. But I say you have to be careful with the Eruptor Shrapnel, but honestly there's just nothing you can do. Except for, you know, stand further away, but it's usually better to just take the shot and hope for the best, as stupid as that sounds, rather than, you know, work around that 1% chance the shrapnel actually hits you in the head and one-shots you. Because that really doesn't happen often unless you're unlucky, and now that I've said it out loud, it's going to happen to me at least twice. If I were to estimate. So can I hit this? I can hit the FRV. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll use the FRV. We'll see. So I think this is going to be another air burst. I want to use them right at the start so I can show off why I don't like them anymore in less stressful situations. So this case, I do want to snipe that guy. Here it's coming in. See, the shell is exploding like down at this angle this way instead of straight down from the top. So a lot of the shrapnel is going kind of wide, where before it would all fall down and kind of hit a consistent area. So that was a better showcase of what I wanted to, well, to show, I guess. I don't really know how they can fix it, except for just make the damn thing way more accurate. I mean, honestly, they could just revert to the old way super destroyers are for every map that isn't. Actually, I am going to take the car. It's kind of a long ways to go. They could revert it back to the state it was in before, where the super destroyer hovers above the map, except for mega cities. That's why the change was made. I don't know if I mentioned that. Horrible aim on my part. But they changed it that way specifically because super destroyers like could not hit anything on mega city maps with the angle they had before, because they would just hit the buildings, right? Is this an objective? You know, this is evac. So they made the super destroyers come in at the side for mega city missions, and you know, like they spin around. They actually had an icon at some point, which was something I really liked. Okay, I've immediately bungled it. Please don't pop a tire. Okay, we're good. There was like an icon for a minute. I don't think it's there anymore, but I haven't really paid attention to it. That showed you where your Super Destroyer was on the edge of the map. And that was actually like pretty nice at dealing with the new angle shots would come in from, because it was kind of unpredictable, and they just got rid of that. I don't know why. It was undocumented. It was just gone one day after Super Earth, and we never saw it again. Even though I thought it was a really good feature for this system, which I still am not crazy about outside of super cities or mega cities. Okay, honestly, I drove the car so bad because I'm so fucking out of it right now that it would have been just straight up better to run, I think. But anyway, let's use the gas strike to take this guy out. Maybe I'll actually hit you. No, I need to take out the snitch first. Okay, I actually did hit him once. Yippee. It takes like about 2 eruptor shots, I'm pretty sure, to kill one of those guys. I honestly thought I wasn't bolted. Okay, there we go. Please don't hit me again. Oh my god. I mean, that was pretty funny when it happened in the defense mission video, because that was actually the first time I've ever been killed by the wreck of a Stingray. I'm glad I caught it on camera. What should I call it? Let's see if a orbital Gatling barrage does what I want it to here. Again, it's gonna depend on the angle of the Super Destroyer, but if enough, yeah, that seems like a pretty good angle. That should take it out, I think. Because it says the shells are heavy pen, but I'm pretty sure fabricators have. Okay, there's a lot of enemies here, so let's just start throwing the kitchen sink. You're way too fast, my guy. So kitchen sink spamming. So orbital airburst seems to just be lagging my game and not really killing much, which is cool. At least the cluster does me the honor of killing enemies, even though it crashes my game now, which still sucks because I really like the cluster, Eagle cluster. There's no other cluster stratagem in the game, I guess. There's the cluster airburst rocket launcher, but I don't think it's called cluster. Yeah, it's called like airburst. I don't know. Maybe I should do a video on that, but I fucking hate that thing. I'm gonna be real. Sorry, airburst fans, but the reload is just so slow. It feels terrible to use. Ooh, okay, that's bad. I don't know why I thought I would be able to sneak by him, but he also had some really crazy hitboxes there. I think I still would have died because I was trying to run face first into a flesh mob, which has never gone well for anybody, really. I'm just gonna step through this. Am I gonna run into the flesh mob again because I'm that stupid? No. I had to call myself stupid out loud to not do it, because absolutely I would have done it. I don't even have equipment. Why am I running back in there? It's just fucking force of habit. My god, I'm so glad I didn't do this on the bugs, because I do not have it. If you do a bug mission right now, I'm so out of it. But I still think this is really workable on the squids. But the squids are also pretty easy, let's be honest. So let's use the orbital gas strike to hit right at the edge of this thing. So, you still kind of want to go for headshots if you can on the overseers, because it is a 1-tap with the eruptor compared to a 2-tap to the body, and with how slow the fire rate is on this thing, that makes a pretty big difference. Okay. I've not been paying attention to my compass. Holy shit, we're in Silent Hill, boys, officially. I mean, I feel like Silent Hill probably would not have been that scary if John Silent Hill, I don't know who the protagonists are, I've never played a Silent Hill game. If John Silent Hill had 4 orbital stratagems to help him out, I feel like Pyramid Head, I think that guy's from Silent Hill, would have had a bad time against a orbital Gatling barrage, but, you know, different genres. Wow. See, the fog does look good. That's what pisses me off. Well, no, what pisses me off is that it runs terrible and makes the game less fun. It does piss me off that it looks good because I like it. I don't want to get rid of it totally, but at the same time, it is just like a net negative on the game right now, in my opinion. But I'm just going to toss in, again, the kitchen sink into the objective. 120 generally does a really good job. Wherever you throw it in, it's going to do some good work for us. It might not kill this harvester. It probably would on a direct hit, but harvesters are spindly little bastards that really like to wriggle out of difficult situations. So I might have to finish him off with a couple of well-placed eruptor shots. I still don't know. Maybe it's better to go for the eye on these guys, especially if he's already been damaged. Oh, I ducked the shit out of that guy. I would like to see... Oh, arc thrower, that might actually be pretty decent if I don't die for it. Okay, Warren is doing good. It's not great against Voteless, because it just cannot keep up with like a big group of Voteless. That face threw me. First time a bullshit hitbox has worked in my favor. Yeah, I'm actually going to need a... Oh, I'm at a... No, okay, I didn't overcorrect. Need a resupply stratagem here. Maybe I should have brought the crisper or something that's good against Voteless. Just having only gas... I mean, gas grenades are really fucking good against Voteless. I'll probably be fine. I would like to grab more than one. Stim again. This medic armor... the medic armor is the best in the game. Like, legit. I don't even think it's that close. Like, don't get me wrong, Siege Ready is fantastic for some weapons, and, like, kind of enables them, but stims are just the most valuable resource in the game, and it's not even close. So having more and better stims is just, like, a night and day kind of deal. Okay, I said the squids were easy, so now the squids are suddenly about to start getting real hard. Another arc thrower, okay. So I guess actually the arc thrower is good here, because it's pretty good against Voteless. So I can use that to help clear out the hordes of Voteless. I'm happy with that. You know, I don't really like using the arc thrower anymore, it kind of cramps my hand. Some more gas. But the arc thrower does not help me against harvesters, it is not good against them. Okay. I think this warrants another a 120 in that direction. See, and the orbital gas barrage, I think there's a elevated overseer. Oh no, he's like clipping through the building. Okay, I'm never gonna get him. The gas orbital like lasts longer than a gas grenade by quite a bit actually, so it is very effective at keeping an area locked down for a long time. We finally got that guy. What even ragdolled me? Was it this guy or was it the car? Somehow from all the way over there. It's still like one of my biggest pet peeves in this game is the cars ragdolling you. I know it's not a big deal at all, because it doesn't even happen on most maps, and like, you know, the car's usually not going to get you killed, but it's just like, didn't we have enough ragdoll in the game already? Why does every explosion need to ragdoll you? It's same with Hulk death explosions that ragdoll you. Those are actually a bit more relevant, because those do get me killed pretty often. But there's just, I don't know. There's enough ragdoll. They should use, I think, stagger is the effect I'm thinking about, where you kind of like stumble around a little bit from explosion and like miss your shot. That's something they should use more often, in my opinion, instead of just going straight for the ragdoll nuclear option. Okay, so gas will cover me from that Voteless one over there, and I can just keep running this way. And move on to the flag. So the flag, I don't have a sentry, and I always like having a sentry or a mech for the flag. But my orbitals are pretty defensive oriented, actually, because they all have small-ish radiuses. So I can use them on the flag, or near the flag, without, you know, sending myself back to the Super Destroyer. Okay, you are gonna be a shithead, but that's fine. Because I have the anti-shithead 5000, the eruptor. Okay, let's not waste a gas grenade. Let's arc it up. Oh yeah, and the arc thrower is going to be pretty good actually to help me keep the objective locked down, unless it whiffs like that out of nowhere. I have it in my notes to do the full arc build on bugs. It's probably not going to be exactly there actually because this is uncertain intel. To do another full arc build on the bugs, because I think it'd be pretty good there. I keep procrastinating it because I always procrastinate my bug videos. The more I play them, the less I like them. The squids actually now I quite enjoy. I think they're pretty fun, even though they're a little too easy for me most of the time. I think they're pretty fun to actually fight. Well, unless that happens. Well, I guess that means I'm going to actually fight them now instead of just small shithead patrols going about. Let's get a gas grenade ring on the fort. Okay, so this looks flag adjacent. I think I'm just gonna throw in a lot of shit right now because these cooldowns are all pretty fast, and that means I will have them up by the time the objective comes back, and that should just absolutely obliterate anything that direction. That is a really bad place to be. Somehow one voteless still makes it through. Actually, a couple voteless. But it is really the 120 and the well, I guess the gas is doing a lot of lifting. It's everything except the airburst that's doing a lot of heavy lifting. I'm sorry, airburst, but oh, not bolted. Okay, I would have been amazed if I actually hit that headshot, but I should have at least hit the shots. Period. That'd be nice. Please don't do anything bad for me. Thank you. And with another one. So this, yeah, this is the flag, but this is the bad flag. Okay. It's actually kind of unfortunate. Because I do not have a great flag loadout. But honestly, let's just start it. My shit is coming back online, so I should be okay. Okay. Nice moves, I guess. Just showing off his, oh, that's a lot of guys. Huge whiff. And the Warren is fine against, like, a couple voteless. It just doesn't have the ammo efficiency to take out, like, more than, like, 5 or 6. Beyond that, you're just kind of wasting your ammo. And Warren ammo is a pretty goddamn valuable on this faction, because sniping out all the nasty snitches makes a really big difference. Okay, so I'm gonna save my Gatling for the other side, because I feel like I'm going to need it. And honestly, gas and... well, honestly, gas is gonna sort that area out. Airburst is doing okay. It seems to have come in... no, it's still a pretty bad angle. I don't know, maybe they could like up the amount of shrapnel per projectile or up the damage the shrapnel does. Maybe that would save it, but more shrapnel might make it even laggier. I don't know how I feel about that, because it is already pretty laggy. Okay. Oh, and 120's back. I might save 120 for the last wave. Okay, I should deal with these guys with a Warren. That's what I brought it for. Never stay on anything except max HP against the squids, because they will. Well, against any faction, really. Uh-oh. Ooh, that bleed hurts. Okay, oh my god. Well, I got the flag. I think, yeah, I'm bleed bugged. Let's see, can I run under you without you zapping me? Okay, yes I can. Well, you might have still zapped me, but I lived thanks to, the amphetamine... amphetamines, no, experimental infusion, so it's called. Okay, wow, that was not a situation I should have survived, but hey, medic armor, experimental infusion, pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, Wrath of God that way, please. I can't quite do the achievement on my own, because you do need 6. Okay, I thought I was not bolted, but of course I was. Oh yeah, that's a big number. Love to see it. Totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, experimental infusion, medic armor, extremely powerful combo. At least against the really aggro factions. I don't think it's super useful against bots, just because you don't need speed as much. And like I think it's just better to have vitality enhancement if you have to pick one, because then the damage reductions, I think they're the same. I think they're both 10%. But vitality enhancement is like permanent compared to experimental infusion, which is just sometimes. So one is a little better than other, depending on the situation. Really, the damage reduction, in my opinion, is just like icing on the cake. It's the speed boost. Oh my god, I don't know why it took me so long to say that. Speed boost, that is the big draw for me. Okay, huge whiff. Shoot him in the leg. He survives. Shoot him in the nowhere, and of course he survives that. Nowhere is not a weak point. Haha, never mind, it is for flesh mobs because they don't have a fucking weak point. Well, I guess the heads kinda, but the heads are not a real weak point, let's be honest. Orbital airburst, these fucking Avolas having a timeshare. Oh, okay. Timeshare up my ass. Now that's gonna hurt a lot. I'm not flying my own device, being at full health. So that should at least pop the shield. So I'm not gonna take any chances. I'm gonna miss. So I'm gonna take some chances, but that's fine. Galley Barrage has my back. Let's throw this over the little road barricade area. Unless this is a, I would have felt kind of silly if this was a POI that had all the good stuff I needed, but it is not. Oh, that is all the bad stuff I don't need though. Please don't punch me. Okay, he punched me. I think the gas would have got me anyway, from if it wasn't the impact that did. And I just don't need to go back and get my stuff. That's actually pretty nice. I didn't consider that. I mean, I guess I could go back for the Arc Thrower, but I've used the Arc Thrower like twice. I probably could have gotten way more use out of it, but I've just needed to. The Arc Thrower is very much a standstill kind of weapon, because, you know, the first charge is by far the one that takes the longest. So when you have to, okay, I don't know if that was a skill issue or, okay, that one was a skill issue. I'm not doing well right now. It's fine, he's dead. The Arc Thrower is definitely a sit still kind of weapon, and in a build like this against an aggro faction, okay, that was the indentation of the stairs that fucked me over, because I guess I slid forward a tiny bit, and that just made me aim down like really brutally like that. Okay, I think I should. Oh, I didn't even blow it up. Shit. That's fine. I do have a lot of backups. But not having a good support weapon to deal with Overseers always sucks. Ow, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. There's like yeah, okay, I was gonna say. There's like nothing of that guy left. This is a lot more flying Overseers than I would like, but that is fine. That should be a decent spot. This should be a decent spot. This one, I think, is going to be a little out of range of that, so I'm going to try and get that manually, and hopefully not die to my own 120. Going another... Okay, yeah, awesome. Thank you, 120. When in doubt, throw more artillery. That seems to work out just fine. In Helldivers, don't... that has worked out very poorly for a lot of people in the past, but in Helldivers, keep throwing. Okay, and I think that is, should be everything. Oh no, there is a Seaf site right there. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I'll do that. I got time. 15 minutes? That's fine. Siege artillery is one of my least favorite objectives to do solo, so if it starts going sour, I will just leave. So, just so you know. But I would like to at least attempt it. So the miss hasn't been too terrible. It's been annoying, but because it's daytime and the squids tend to have a lot of glowy bits, it has not been that bad. Volumetric fog is really only a problem for performance and against the bugs, because the bugs have no glowy bits, you can't see them. I mean, they have the most like intentional sources of volumetric fog. So, oh, I guess this is a support weapon. You can dig a hole, thwack somebody. You know, I thought about this before, but I wish people say we should have a melee slot. I disagree. I think we should have an equipment slot. And for the equipment slot, I think basic stuff like flares or like honestly, you could put smoke grenades in there instead of having them in as actual grenades, because I don't think they really fit as actual grenades. Mostly flares, maybe the entrenchment tool, maybe like a repair tool or stim pistol, things like that aren't really combat weapons, but are nice like little like utility equipment things. I feel like that would be pretty cool and open up a lot of fun options. Okay, you I want to snipe out. Desperately want to snipe you out. Okay, I think the Snitch's wreck, carcass, whatever, hit the unexploded hell bomb and set that off. Those one-shot you. I have been one-shot in the past by Snitch carcasses. It's always pretty annoying when it happens, but it doesn't happen very often, because usually when you shoot them, it pushes them away from you. Okay, so this guy has doxed me. He knows exactly... No, he does not know where I am. Okay. This Voltless, though, is running into a very annoying spot. It's fine. I don't know why I'm being more quiet. Like, they can hear me. This is not Lethal Company. I hope there's no mic integration. Though, again, that seems exactly like the kind of hidden feature Arrowhead would have in the game for years without it working. Okay, can I go for this shell heist? Okay, that's bad for me. Never mind. SAM site? You usually don't do me justice, but holy shit, today, that was so clutch. Oh my god, that was so clutch. Because I was screwed. Otherwise, like, I would have had to shoot that thing down, or sprint to dodge it, and the patrol would have been alerted, but I guess... Damn. Thank you, Steve Samsai. I will never talk shit about you again. I always thought the Samsai was only really effective against the bots and not that great against the squids, which still might be true, but hey, if it can have one clutch moment per mission like that, I'm happy. Okay, and that's that. Wow. That was like all the bad luck I've accumulated over all the missions I've done, coming back around to good luck that I've banked up. And now I will only have bad luck again in the future. Oh yeah, I still have the shovel. I don't know, there's not much point to entrenching. This thing might be actually like... I would bring it, or at least I would try to make it work in an equipment slot against the bots in like a defense mission. Because having like actual cover does make a difference against the bots. But against the squids, they just flush you out of it with a million Voltless and flesh mobs, so it doesn't really make that big a difference. And elevated overseers fly anyways and throw grenades, so even if there weren't Voltless and flesh mob, it's still like a trench would not do you that much good, in my opinion. You should have been gassed, but you weren't, because the status effects are super jank and have been for quite a while now. Oh wow, like the whole group ran through the gas and just didn't care. Yeah. If I put the gas directly on the thing, that should hopefully get enough of them that I can actually press these buttons and get out of here. Oh, okay, I did not realize I was that close to dying, because the experimental infusion effect overrode the bloody screen effect until the last second. Should should have been looking at my health bar more closely. Is my music off? What the? Oh, please tell me. No, my music's not off. I guess my game sounds are just pretty quiet. Yeah, I guess my game sounds are pretty quiet. Oh, I hope that didn't mess up the recording. But these are my usual settings. Maybe if I... Okay, that might be better. I'm not sure. I hope they're not too skewed. But that's fine. I actually wanted to talk about this. I totally forgot up until right now. But there was construction going on my street that was extremely loud. And I was putting on some very loud music to compensate, just so I wouldn't have to deal with that, because it was kind of giving me a headache, and I wanted to listen to anything but, you know, whirring machinery for a while. So I put on some really loud music, and I was like, hey, I'll play some Helldivers, test out some stuff. And I saw the music on while I was playing, just to not hear the construction, and it actually barely made a difference that I couldn't hear anything in the game, and that's how little audio cues matter. On the bugs, I did not die in any cases that I wouldn't have died in normally. The audio cues are completely useless on that front. On the squids, it actually did kind of make a difference, because snitches didn't make sounds, and stingrays did not make sounds, and both of those actually, it is pretty important to listen out for them. But on the bugs, except for stalkers, which I didn't run into, like, you can just play the game on mute and lose nothing from audio cues, which is kind of crazy, especially because I've been playing a little bit of Dark Tide recently with my friends, and the audio cues in that game are fantastic. Like, you always know where a special is and where they're coming at you, and like how to best deal with that based on what you hear, and that makes such a big difference in situational awareness. Like, it's very rare that I feel like I have a straight up cheap death in Dark Tide or Left 4 Dead, but here the lack of audio cues I think is like a huge contributor as to why the bug front, I just hate it. Because when every bug can insta-kill you more or less, and almost none of them actually have any audio cues, that's pretty bad. Okay, I'm gonna have a last hurrah, because I might as well. Oh, now I can have an extra last hurrah. Fuck it, let's have some fireworks right at the end. Okay, that angle's not bad. You might actually kill something. He might have killed something. I'm not 100% sure. But now, again, imagine that, but coming from straight down, and all those That was the Pelican. Okay, I think that was the Pelican.
Freedom never sleeps.
That's still ongoing, so let me go around this angle. I was gonna say, imagine all of those shrapnel shells coming down in a radius that's like about, like maybe a bit wider than that. Like about this intersection from like here to here to here to like here approximately, but in a circle, obviously. There was pretty effective, and I missed that. That stratagem. Okay, I'm not gonna get used out of the shuffle. It's a bit too late for that. But anyway, that's the build. That's the video. Honestly, all these are really good, except for the airburst strike. If you were going to do this seriously in your games, I think I said probably the orbital napalm. Maybe even walking barrage, laser, all of those would be fine. Maybe even, oh no, orbital precision strike kind of sucks nowadays. It's unfortunate. But it's okay against landed ships the same way. It's kind of just like the gas without the gas, which is not a great endorsement. But I don't know. I'm glad I'm glad I decided to show off airburst strike, because not a lot of people know that this thing just is broken and doesn't work right, and hasn't for months at this point. But anyway, I think orbitals are pretty good. I think honestly orbitals are better than eagles now. I don't know. There's some strong eagles though. 500 kg is like really good. And so is strafing run. Napalm's pretty good as well. But, I mean, orbital napalm strike obviously is insane. Gatling barrage, gas strike, yeah, no, I think it goes to orbitals now. They're really, really powerful. Even if they're a little more unreliable with the angle of the Super Destroyer, as mentioned before, 104% accuracy. Love to see it. a little less accurate and reliable than they were before. Now they're still pretty, they still generally land when you want it to. There's a couple frustrations sometimes where it hits like a tree or a building, but it doesn't happen that often. But anyway, that was a fun build. If you guys are looking for something to do on the squids, I recommend it, especially while the eagle cooldown, eagle's on cooldown, uh, or the eagle has the extra cooldown timer. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm about to pass out. I'm so tired. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all in the next one.